You are listening to a very special Ignite Radio Live favorite flashback. To listen to other great programs, go to igniteradiolive.com. And this time of year, please consider partnering with us. Click on that partner tab at igniteradiolive.com.
There's no place like home.
Take me home, homeward bound. I'm going home.
God bless us, everyone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Family Roadtrip Podcast Winter Wonderland Edition.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Wax on, wax off.
Inconceivable.
You never know what you're going to get.
We're on a mission from God.
You are with Greg and Stephanie Schlueter and our awesome and courageous, way cool couples.
Steph, why are they heroic?
So they have committed to once a week meeting with their family, a set time to do the Live It Gathering Guide together, which can be found at presentsforchristmas.com.
Awesome. So as a way to encourage you wonderful people who are along the road trip with us into the Heart of Christ Mass, we have a free Chick-fil-A family challenge for you.
Awesome.
That's right. We will have, at the end of this program, posted the 8 trivia questions corresponding to tonight. And if you get them right, you get entered into a chance to win free Chick-fil-A for the family. So, did it last week for last week's episode 1. So question 1 was, what are Stephanie's 2 most memorable Christmas presents from childhood? And I was tempted to say chainsaw and assault rifle because it's just your personality. You had 9 brothers and just, you're...
But we're going to go through these quickly.
Yeah, we are. Right. So what did you say, Stephanie?
Pringles and a baby doll.
Awesome. Question 2. How many personal saints do the Findleys have in heaven? And of course, we're referring to the beautiful testimony of the Findleys sharing the number of miscarriages who are eternal souls, to really call upon those maybe brothers or sisters, aunts or uncles, but you parents who've suffered through the tragedy of a loss, Stephanie and I have also, know that they are in heaven. The Findleys, amazing, have 13 personal saints in heaven. Question 3, which version of the Christmas Carol does the God Bless Us Everyone come from?
God bless us, everyone.
My favorite, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yep, the best. Question 4, what is one way Teresa Grodi wants to grow in this 7-week adventure? Now, I would have guessed Fortnite level. I mean, she strikes me as a gamer. Anyways, what was the answer?
Tenderness.
With a little love and some tenderness, we'll walk upon the water. We'll rise above the mist.
Which, folks, go back and listen to that. It was all beautiful.
I encourage you, if you haven't listened to last week's podcast, for many reasons, to go and listen to it. But that part in particular.
Pregunta cinco. Going bilingual here. Whom does Mike Wascovich hope will take care of him when he's old? I can tell you it was not Jack Kevorkian. I thought it was funny. You did not want me to put that in there.
Not funny.
But who, Steph?
His 5 beautiful daughters.
Yep. Number 6, which song recurs throughout the episode? Steph, did you even know that? Would you have gotten that one right?
I would, because I really like I would have seen the Trans-Siberian Orchestra and would have known. So.
Which is kind of a theme throughout this whole series. You will hear that again and again. Unfortunately, your chance at getting that question correct was solitary. That was last week. But that's why you're listening closely to this week's, because you want this Chick-fil-A for your family. What is the color, Steph, of the Blazsik's new home, which we should know because it shines brightly through the thick woods that are behind us? It is seen from the satellites along with the Great Wall of China.
It is a beautiful canary yellow.
Which I actually added canary yellow. Hopefully they're not offended by that, but it's good. It's a good color. It's a great color. And finally, we actually made them do a little work besides just listening to the episode. We directed them to the Family Gathering Guide, and we asked the question, what is your answer to question 13 of the Live It Gathering Guide? And there's a link there, so you can go there and see. And the question is basically, what do you like most about your home? And of course, we had various answers for that if people had gone. So folks, we had a number of close contenders. We are so grateful for all of you who did answer the questions, but ding, 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 we do have a winner. And Everybody put your hands together for the wonderful Pat Fry out of Huron, Ohio. What does she win, Steph?
She wins Chick-fil-A for her fam.
So good to have you all here with us tonight, along with us on the Family Road Trip podcast. And we're going to begin tonight, the second stop of our 7-week journey, by just asking a fun question of each of our wonderful sojourners. And so beginning with the Wascoviches, each of you get to answer the question, what's a favorite movie that has had an impact on your life and why?
Well, the movie I came up with was Last Holiday with Queen Latifah. She got this diagnosis that she had a brain virus, and instead of being depressed or anything, she out her dreams. She had saved a lot of money. She became like her true self, and she wasn't afraid, and she was very honest, and she ended up by being so honest and nice about it, changing a lot of bad people that were around her.
She's phenomenal. I think Queen Latifah is very gifted.
I don't even know who Queen Latifah is.
You
I've heard the name.
If you saw her. You just like to say the name, but it's not as cool
Who gets the name? Is that her real name? Like she was named Queen? Like her baptismal certificate says Queen?
And the cool name is not quite as cool as Wascovich, but
that's true.
We'll take it.
Queen Wascovich. You are like the Queen Wascovich.
That's true.
Queen Janine. Queen Janine!
Yes! Okay, Mike, you better jump in quickly. I'm just saying. What is your movie, Michael?
All right, so it was very predictable. I actually asked the kids, hey, what do you think my favorite movie is?
Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom?
And everyone, without hesitation, said Braveheart. Great military battles. The Fish Brogue is amazing. Probably I've watched it 150 times. I can quote from that movie. Janine will just say a line, and I always follow it. The best part of the movie, though, is here he's a humble person. He could have taken on knighthood. He could have been given land and title. He threw all that away for something more.
It's awesome.
Awesome. Wonderful. Good choices. Blazsik?
So mine, I wouldn't say that it's had an impact on my life as to where it's these movies that you always talk about or think about, but it's more of a family memory that I will always cherish. But it is the movie While You Were Sleeping. And because that is the movie that my sisters, my mom, and my grandma, we call her Kiki, would try and watch every winter. And since losing her this summer, it's just one of those movies that I'll always just cherish those memories, even though it's not, I mean, it's just kind of one of those chick flick movies, but it will be something that we'll always have together for memories with us.
Drew, are you playing with the rattlesnake again?
He's doing the dishes, which do not
Oh, I will not stop that. I will not
dishes.
impede that. We're keeping it real here.
Sorry, I was getting some water.
That's
awesome. Jesse, that's very moving. And to have that connection and that memory and to be able to share that together for years to come is a real gift.
Drew.
Just like Mike, my favorite movie is Braveheart. So I've watched it. It's got to be close to 20 times. And
yes.
I try to watch it with somebody that hasn't seen it. And every time I watch it with someone that hasn't seen it, it feels like a first time.
Yeah.
And, I would say ever since I was young, it was just that scene when all William Wallace wanted to do is raise a family. And his people came to him, asked him to show up to show somewhat of an army against the English, and he didn't want to do it. And then he was pushed to fight, and just that feeling that you're willing to sacrifice and give up something that you want, because you know it's something greater than you. And that's what I just love about the movie.
Every man dies. Not every man really lives.
Findley's favorite movies and how they have impacted you.
When I was thinking through this, I was trying to find a movie that really impacted me. And I ended up with To Hell and Back, the Audie Murphy story. And that was, I don't know if you're familiar with him.
No.
But he was a World War II hero. And he was the eldest of a large family, and he was kind of the head of the household. His father had left the family at a young age. But anyways, World War II breaks out, he enlists. He's a small guy. He kind of gets, rejected a few times, but gets in, and then ends up being one of the most decorated soldiers of World War II.
Wow.
And but then has a tremendous difficulty with PTSD afterwards. But anyway, so as a child, when I was growing up, I loved to watch war movies with my dad, and it was, probably like 9, 10, or 11 in that range. We were watching it, and it dawned on me, like, wow, a lot of guys that go to war don't come back, and that could be me. And so it was like a sense of my first sense of my mortality, I guess, and that kind of stayed with me as I grew up from that point.
That's powerful, and of course very Christic at a young age to think about sacrificing self for the good of other, and the occasion for which we celebrated yesterday, and let's just say this whole week, and hopefully in our lives, of thanking those who've paid the ultimate price, and like Saving Private Ryan, we who've inherited that great inheritance, are we making it worth it with our lives? It's a challenge we all ought to have, but thanks so much, Steve. Lorna.
Okay, so for me, my movie is Nacho Libre.
Anyways, I was wondering if you would like to join me in my quarters this night for some toast.
It is not.
It is, but the reasoning behind it is the humor. When that movie came out, I was struggling. Well, it was on DVD, and I was struggling hard with grief and having just a hard time. And I remember reluctantly joining the family to watch the movie. I don't know. I remember I might have actually been in the process of miscarrying, so it was harder than even the aftermath. And it was just one of those movies that it was ridiculous, and it made me laugh.
There is no flavor. There are no spices. Where are the chips?
Somebody stole them.
Did you not tell them that they were the Lord's chips?
And I really needed that laughter in that time, and that's one of the things that is the most healing thing, is just to be able to laugh.
Chancho, when you are a man, sometimes you wear stretchy pants in your room. It's for fun.
Has Steve found in his stocking or under the tree yet, though, the gift of tights and a cape?
You don't have to answer that question.
Steve, cover your ears. I want to see Steve get that gift. And I want to see a picture. No, I don't want to see a picture. Erase.
He'll knock on the boys' door and say, "Boys, I want to borrow your sweats."
Awesome. Thank you, Findleys. Grodi's.
Okay, well, I'm going to cheat and say 4 movies, but there's a specific reason why.
There's a theme that is woven through.
Yeah, well, it's because so my dad and my grandmother were big movie people. My grandma had a big collection of movies at her house, and I grew up. I was homeschooled, and so I spent a lot of time kind of soaking up the culture of my parents and my grandparents, their music, their movies. I was really into old movies and musicals and things when I was a kid. But there are 4 movies that I want to mention because in my mind I got them all confused, and I could never remember which was which when I was a young boy, because they all had heroic, manly priests.
Cool.
One is Keys to the Kingdom,
Love it.
starring Gregory Peck. Another one was Scarlet and the Black,
starring Gregory
Peck as the priest.
Yes.
Another one was Boys Town, starring Spencer Tracy as the priest. And the 4th one was called The Hoodlum Priest, and I don't remember who played the priest in that one.
I don't know that one.
But I watched them all when I was a younger boy, before I could really knew the actors and really could conceptualize where these movies were coming from. But at that period in Hollywood, when you portrayed a Catholic priest, they were manly, strong, virtuous, impressive men.
Yep.
Yes.
And so these collection of these manly priests in these movies impressed themselves on me, and in my mind there was just like those priest movies, and I could never remember what they were called, and I couldn't tell them apart because I kept forgetting which was which, but I remember watching them over and over and going back to them because I was impressed as a young man with those Catholic priests.
That's awesome. And would your dear brother Petra, otherwise known as Kepha, otherwise known as Peter, the deacon now.
Otherwise known as the Little Tiny Rock.
There, you're right. Would he would he have been similarly influenced? Would he attribute some of his formation somewhat to the great examples in those movies? Do you think?
I'd have to ask him, but I'm sure that it's there somewhere because we watched all those movies together as kids, and we watched them over and over. We really got into these older movies. Yeah.
Love
awesome.
It. So good. Some of my favorites also, John Mark. Teresa.
The movie that first came to my head was also While You Were Sleeping.
Ah.
Actually, it's funny. I chose my confirmation saint because it was the main character's name in the movie, Lucy. And that's how religious I was at that point, going to Catholic school. I liked the story of St. Agnes, but I didn't want Agnes as my middle name. And so I chose Lucy, who had a similar name. And later on in my life, I promised the name Lucy to my firstborn daughter. And so now not only is my confirmation St. Lucy, but my second daughter's name is Lucy because of While You Were Sleeping.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
First daughter, second.
Sorry, first daughter, second child. First daughter, second
You're
child.
taking that invitation to have that glass of wine during the Family Road Trip podcast seriously, aren't you?
That's
good.
Awesome. That makes my heart so happy.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Folks, we encourage you to join us every Tuesday night and Saturday at 2 for this Family Road Trip podcast. We had the first round here with our 4 sojourners on this journey, and the second stop, each sharing a movie. I invite you to think about what might be a movie that has impacted your lives. Talk about it with your spouse or with your children.
Or what 4 movies.
Exactly, or what 4 movies and what the theme is that traces them.
Yes.
No, but Pope St. John Paul II, of course, had a profound love for drama. He was an actor himself, rhapsodic theater, and he understood that all of life, in a sense, is an ultimate drama, participation in the Trinity. And each of us are not just spectators sitting in a seat, but we're participants in an ultimate drama of life, death, resurrection, and Pentecost. It's interesting to think about that right now, the ordinary circumstances that we may think are inconsequential are custom designed, God designed for deeper intimacy with Him. So let's face it, it's not all smooth going the way we'd like it to be, but what would a movie be if it was all smooth going, if there weren't the challenges, the edginess, if we didn't go through sort of a cauldron, a fire, a challenge that makes us stronger, coming out on the other side, knowing our identity better, and flowing our mission. So let's pray about that and think about that, especially during this adventure, this Advent season. It's sort of a custom episode for us to anticipate Christ's coming again in the eschatological grand scheme of things, while celebrating that He is with us. And on that note, just a quick commercial. Which of us don't like road trips and kind of fixing our eyes on a destination and making it all the more consequential? So, Steph, what is that destination?
We invite you to return to Bethlehem with us. And what is that? You may recognize the words presents for Christmas. That is the theme this year, Return to Bethlehem.
So what's really unique about this is, first of all, it's in a beautiful country parish that's near Holy Trinity. Mary Grove Immaculate Conception. It'll take place there. Number 2, it begins at 7 p.m. to 8:15 on Tuesdays before Christmas, and it's comprised of kind of 2 movements, if you will. The first we kind of call anticipation. Those of you who are familiar with the burning bush, we will process with our candles, but Jesus will not in that first part be exposed, because why? We're increasing anticipation. It'll involve over the 3 consecutive weeks 3 themes for marriage and family, presented by 3 different couples. The first week on December 6th, Stephanie and I will talk about family freedom, sharing a brief story along with worship. The next week, December 13th, Andrew and Brittany Reinhardt will share stories and set the stage on the theme of family formation. And then the final Tuesday before Christmas, the Hunter Brinkers, Brett and Ellen, will share on the theme of family fruitfulness. So that'll be the first part of each night. Then, awesome, lights go out, and we're going to go into that solemn experience of adoration, traditional adoration, Jesus before us. So where the first one is called anticipation, the second part is called Emmanuel. We're asking you to register. There's limited capacity, so please register for free right now at presentsforchristmas.com. Presents, F-O-R, Christmas.com.
And calendars fill up quickly, especially during the holiday season or just the craziness of it, right? So we really do ask you to get it on your calendar, commit to it. Let that be your Advent sacrifice, your Advent commitment as a family in your preparation for Christmas. Along the busyness of all the externals, we need to go internal.
You are listening to a very special Ignite Radio Live favorite flashback. To listen to other great programs, go to igniteradiolive.com. And this time of year, please consider partnering with us. Click on that partner tab at igniteradiolive.com.
We're on a mission from God.
So I know you guys did some practice rounds of the Live It Gathering Guide with your family. Last week we talked about some of the obstacles that might stand in the way, and in earnest, you dove in this past week in general. How did it go?
To admit it's getting better, a little better all the time.
Beginning with the Wascoviches.
To admit it's getting better, it's getting better.
I think it went really great. The kids are really listening and answering questions, and they all want to participate.
Awesome.
So I'm very happy with that. Our second oldest actually joined via FaceTime.
Oh, fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
From North
Yeah.
Carolina, the college
Right.
student. You got one up on us because I've wanted to set this up for those who are not leftovers, as my dad fondly refers to the younger three versus the older three. He calls them leftovers. And Steph was initially miffed, but they actually like that phraseology, so I call them leftovers. But we've wanted to connect with the older three and do this and just haven't been able to pull it off. So you guys, you got mega kudos, mega dittos from the Schlieters here for pulling off at least one of those guys. That's great. Share with us, each of you, one blessing that is evident that came from your Live It gathering.
Well, I would say during the middle of the week, we usually do our gathering on Saturday just because of my husband's home. During the chaos, fighting.
Braveheart.
Are we really living it? Like, guys, what are you thinking about what you're going to say on Saturday? Like, makes us think about it, gave us a pregnant pause and things changed.
So just a context of accountability. That's
Right.
awesome.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. Michael.
Yeah, I would say that I can tell in my son, he's 14, a freshman in high school. He's maturing here in the last couple weeks, and some of it has to do with his younger sisters. Natalie, who is 11, they're looking at each other in the eyes, and they're talking and listening to each other. When one is apologizing or one is saying, hey, I really think he did such a great job with that. I feel like they're intentionally thinking about it throughout the week, because when it comes to our gathering, they want to have some fun and enjoyable things to say about each other. So I just see a maturing in pretty immature people.
So, folks, you are out there listening with the witness of the Wascoviches here with a brood. 8 children?
I don't like that word, so I'm going to correct that. Brood.
What's wrong with brood?
It just has a negative connotation.
Does it really?
Yes.
Okay, I strike brood with a great herd. No, not herd. You're looking at me. A wonderful clan.
Clan's okay.
We'll stick with.
How about a what?
A gaggle.
Gaggle. I like that. That works too. We're all good with that, folks. Just keeping it real, keeping it live, and hopefully you out there in your homes are doing the same, because that defines this journey that we have.
Come together.
Very moved by Pope Benedict's trilogy, Jesus of Nazareth. And the heart of that 3-part series, which of course is unveiling in a beautiful way the Gospels as Christ intended, not how we want to imagine they should be to fit our own needs, but what did Christ intend? That's Benedict's project, Jesus of Nazareth. And the heart of that is simply this: the heart of ritual and religion is relationship. And that's what you hear the Wascoviches speaking about, that they're opening the door among their kids who may be familiar with the ritual and the religion and have done many good things before, but together we're being given permission to say, well, what is the relational heart of this with one another, God alive in one another, and certainly with God? So I thank you both for that fabulous testimony.
And I love that it's in the ordinary. Too often we get caught up in these big moments or conference or youth group event or this, that, or the other thing, but just in the ordinary, daily grind, and that's where it counts. And when we're able to give that to our kids, what a grace and gift, and truly taking our parental role, forming souls seriously.
Blazsik, share with us, how did it go, first of all?
I would say first that we were kind of offended by the yellow comment of our house you made earlier.
I'll send you a box of tissues.
It triggered me. So
we need to just clarify that we bought it this way. We did not choose the color.
I like the color. I love that we can see it through the woods now that the leaves are gone too. It's great.
You're making your mark on the world.
Yeah, we planned it out. We told him it was on Saturday that we did it. But Christian, Cole, he's 4 years old. He really wanted to participate. He sat down really good, and then Braden, he was the tough one. Right away when he knew we were doing something that was different, he's like, "No, I don't want to do it," and he kind of walked off and got upset. We didn't want to get upset or show emotion about it, and we just kind of kept on doing it, asking questions, and he would kind of pop his head back in, see what we're doing, and go, "I don't want to do this," and then go back out again. During the time, Cole, he was answering the questions, and I think some of the questions he was answering kind of opened up Avery to do it, and then he just had really sweet answers to who to pray for, what he's going to work on this week. And then halfway through, maybe a little over half, Braden kind of came around, kind of came in there again, and then all of a sudden he changed and just wanted to participate, ask the questions, and he was like, "Oh, I'll choose number 13 or 10," and he wanted to do more. So it was, I kind of expected that. First time, I think,
Sure.
especially with Braden. It's kind of a tough one.
Well, God bless you guys for just hanging in there and that perseverance.
I respect the strategy, too. It's a style, and God equipped you, appointed you, and anointed you as parents to know what would work. I'm probably more of the expectation, make him do it kind of thing in general. But I think the fact that you were attuned to his heart and that you knew he was going to be drawn eventually, that's good advice for, I think, all parents out there to maybe consider how they might engage their kids, that they just create that center. They're going to want to be part of the family and where they're at.
Right. And how many would have given up at the beginning, and you guys, again, hung in there, and who knows the soil that was, tilled a little bit for next time or for a conversation that would come throughout the week or whatever. So kudos to you guys. What was an unexpected blessing from this gathering?
I think that it was seeing Cole really open up. And so we haven't had a lot of time throughout the week since we just did ours on Saturday. So I'm just kind of referring to our, during the gathering itself, and to see to where he's when we try and do a rosary with the family, he's kind of our squirrely one that will get up and move over here and do this and just kind of flip over couches. And so to see him really sit and be focused and want to really give heartfelt answers was very cool to see from him.
That's awesome. Great. Drew?
I saw it in Braden's face. Braden's the one that, of our kids, probably gets in trouble the most. And he'd be the one that we could lose our temper more towards him. So it felt good that I got to apologize to him in front of the other kids, saying, "You know what? I'll make sure I don't lose my temper or get mad or, be better, disciplined." But I've done it before with him. It kind of, I think, goes one in one ear, out the other. But I think this time, doing it in front of other people, I saw his face, and I saw it kind of trying not to smile, kind of a funny look,
yes.
trying to hold it in.
Yeah,
I love that look.
Yeah, it's a great look.
So I thought that was kind of good. Just doing it in front of the other kids, and I think, and the other blessings, like what Jesse said, was just hearing Cole talk about different stuff, and he wanted to help and think about his friends, and I think that really opened up Braden and Avery to start talking like that too.
Blazsik's awesome testimony, and just thank you for the witness of that. Findley's, share with us, how did it go with you guys week one?
It's kind of like the best laid plans of mice and men, right?
Can't wait for this.
We started with just the general questions, and we did some of the family Q&A stuff. And that was nice for the kids. There was some anxiety with the little ones that they wanted to get through this quick this week because they wanted to have a movie night. And sometimes when we get going with the lit guide, we can, go on for 2-3 hours. Did the apologies. There were some good good fruit there.
So what is a story that may have particularly touched either of you or both of you from this lit gathering?
So when we started, things weren't the most peaceful. One of our children was fighting with another child, and there was just drama, and I was getting tired, and Emma was playing with a toy, and so we okay with it, but then when we went to actually begin in prayer, of course she should not be playing during that prayer, and my reaction was just to grab it from her, because I got so frustrated, and I was like, oh geez. And of course she's such a sweet, dear heart that she was like, like, everybody's, I'm so wrong. And so, those apologies, I mean, of course, instantly I told her I was sorry, and I consoled her, and Michael just thought it was a riot because,
he tried to
it's
tell
always
you.
fun to see,
right?
me. Yeah, but exactly. I told you she shouldn't have it.
Right.
But anyway, but then it was a great opportunity with the apologies and it was endearing because I didn't expect it, but Michael actually said he was sorry and I, of course, had the opportunity to again, point out that I have my faults. There they are for you all to see. And I have the fruit of this experience with us, the times that we've done it, is always, I knew when it happened, I was like, I know this is going to be a good thing that we're doing this, because we will, this is needed, that even though it's hard to sit down and everybody's bickering and stuff, that's just part of family and stuff, but it was beautiful.
And apologizing always makes you stronger. So thank you for that witness, and fosters that vulnerability. So great witness.
Keep me searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Steve.
Emma, our little one, is very shy, and so a lot of times when she shares while we're doing the lit group is, she'll whisper in Lorna's ear, and then Lorna will relay, what Emma is sharing with us. And this time, she actually, as we were doing the apologies, she verbalized herself aloud to everybody that I'm sorry for what she did. And so that was, it was small, but it was kind of a really big step for her.
Wow, heartwarming.
Right.
And as you said, Steve, last week, you wanted to see her, help her find her voice, and had hoped that she would maybe graduate from speaking in your ear to a comfort level of being part of the community and heard and listened to. And the fact that step was made, that for those who listened last week, that's a significant step. So that's beautiful.
I've been a miner for a heart of gold.
You are listening to a very special Ignite Radio Live favorite flashback. To listen to other great programs, go to igniteradiolive.com. And this time of year, please consider partnering with us. Click on that partner tab at igniteradiolive.com. So, Grodi, a little overview from your week 1 of the Family Road Trip podcast.
Well, so like Denmark said last week, we kind of cheated and started doing this a couple weeks early. So this was probably week 3. This is probably week 3 for us. And so the kids knew what we were doing. And this week, because we held off dessert until after, they were like, oh. So maybe next week we'll do dessert first, so they're not whining about how long it's taking.
Right.
But no, it went really well, and everybody, we asked this week what they liked the most, and they said the questions, of course. They love answering the questions.
That's so cool.
And the apologies.
And the apologies. They love the apologies. They love the apologies, and they remind us throughout the week what we need to remember.
That's great.
That's sweet.
Wonderful.
No, it went wonderful.
Great. Praise God. So what would be an unexpected blessing from each of you during your time together?
At a different meal, I think a night or two later after the discussion this week, I think Teresa had to leave the dinner to go nurse, and so I was there with all the kids, and they were getting crazy and goofy as they always do. And so I had Dominic grab the questions that are up in our little shrine area, and we just started doing a few. And again, for the first few weeks, we'd had the little girls, go play a little bit so that we kind of, on-ramp the older kids and get them accustomed to it. But we had both little girls there at the table, and so we were including them in it. And one, Cecilia, so she's the third child, right? She's the third oldest. She's very verbal, and so she got very into it, and that was cool. The next one down, Philomena, is just barely starting to talk yet. It's just individual words and then a whole lot of babbling. So we had a kind of a fun time getting around the circle, getting to her and asking her the question, even though I don't really think she gets it, and then just to have her babble about it, and
that's great.
Only the angels know what she's actually saying.
That's right. How beautiful is that?
That's awesome.
So that was cool. And then because we did that with the younger girls, then this evening, Cecilia, the third oldest, kept asking me if we could do the discussion night, and that it was funny because we were doing a cleaning night, and I told her, oh, well, maybe that's a great idea. And then the rest of the night she's saying, no, Daddy said we were going to do the discussion night. Daddy said we would do it.
Oh, it's so heartwarming.
That's awesome. Teresa.
So this week, John Mark picked a question that was like, what is your saddest moment? And we went around the table, and I went last. And I had, I've been really blessed that my grandparents have all had really happy deaths. The people I know have had happy deaths, so I didn't really have anything associated with death, which you would imagine. Right. But I had been engaged before, and the breakup was really, really difficult. And that's really what I remember as like the saddest experience I've had. And the kids were like, the kids were confused, and then they were like, whoa, if you had married somebody else, then we would live in a different house in a different city.
We wouldn't be nearly as cool as we are now.
And you're like, and I was like, no, you wouldn't exist. Right. And the kids were like, Dominic, he couldn't even speak.
If only you knew the sunlight shines a little brighter, the weight of the world's a little lighter, the stars lean in a little closer, all because of you.
He got up and he just like gave me the biggest hug. Aww. And he was like, I'm so glad you married Daddy. And it was something I didn't expect. I mean, I answered honestly. I could have given them a different answer, but I answered really honestly. And
speak your mind a little louder, 'cause you are.
They were just, they were blown away by this reality.
This is your kingdom, this is your crown, this is your story, and this is your moment, don't look down.
Like our family is something super special that
you're ready, born ready, and all you gotta do is put one foot in front of you. Our ceiling is your floor, and all you gotta do is put one foot in front of you.
What a profound!
I hope I didn't traumatize them.
No, what a phenomenal way though to in kid form to introduce the uniqueness of their nature, a custom designed by God, and how we participate with that. Those ideas that we can understand in theology, but just you've made it very real for them. And for any of you listeners out there, we are now joined in sort of that, hopefully a wonder that God purposefully made us and fashioned us, and that you're listening right now for a reason and a purpose in this very moment. And that as we're in this journey together, God wants to all the more be known and wants to know us. I know that's the whole purpose of family, that we more fully encounter Him through one another. So
that was awesome.
Folks, you're with us in the Family Roadtrip podcast. This is the third season, the second stop in the season of Advent, so we call it an adventure into the heart of Christ's Mass. We do encourage you just to receive the gift. Receive the gift. Life is busy. We all have demands, and the season, unfortunately, seems to conspire to rob us. But sometimes it takes ritual. We do it with work to structure success. We do it with sports. We ritualize these things based upon an end in mind, a vision. And how often do we, experience the end in mind of family, these homes that God has called us to? Do we, experience Him so fully alive in understanding one another? Well, that's what this is really all about. If you go to presentsforchristmas.com, check out this family gathering guide. Check out the simple one-pager. Begins with simple family fun questions. There are daily questions. Of course, there's invitation to apologize for things, which, as you've heard tonight, great testimony of how that gets the debris out of the way to more fully encounter one another. You get the mass readings. So really, it's the ultimate retreat that God designed for us in liturgy to impact us and to express His love and to carve out that road to eternal life together. So we do encourage you to join us in this Family Road Trip podcast. Until next time, thanks so much for being with us. God bless you.
God bless us, everyone.
You are listening to a very special Ignite Radio Live favorite flashback. To listen to other great programs, go to igniteradiolive.com. And this time of year, please consider partnering with us. Click on that partner tab at igniteradiolive.com.
There's no place like home. Take me home, homeward bound. I'm going home.
God bless us, everyone.
Hello, everybody. So delighted to be back with you with the Family Road Trip podcast.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Wax on, wax off.
Inconceivable.
You never know what you're going to get.
We're on a mission from God.
You are with Greg and Stephanie Schlueter and our 4 totally wonderful, totally awesome, totally heroic couples.
So delighted to be with you guys. This is season 3. For some of you who are asking right now, what is this all about? Well, it's a third time we've engaged 4 heroic couples. And they're heroic, why? Because they've committed themselves to gathering on a weekly basis with their families to talk and pray. We say to put a flag in the sand, to make it meaningful. Let's acknowledge right up front, and we just have to keep doing this, that there's so many other things that compete for our attention and our affection, and often, even with our discretionary time, and most of us, let's face it, if you add up all the hours of sleeping and eating and work and everything else, most of us have about 30 plus hours a week. And it's worth asking the question, what do we do with that time?
Advent comes and goes by so quickly, and with all the craziness of shopping and presents and wrapping and food preparation and baking and this and that, it's time to just slow down and look and see what's most important and what preparation are we doing in a spiritual level. And we're responsible, especially those who have kids under the roof.
So with no further ado, so blessed to have you all along with us on this Family Road Trip podcast, Season 3. Wow, Steph, we're at the 3rd stop of 7
Crazy.
stops. Advent right around the corner, so appropriate that we are calling this a great adventure. These 4 couples who've said yes to encountering God more fully alive in their marriages and homes. And we're going to begin tonight in asking a question of each of our wonderful sojourners. And that question is, what was a difficult thing in your childhood that made you stronger today? Let's begin with the Wascoviches.
You try your hardest to leave the past alone. This crooked posture is all you've ever known. It is the consequence of living in between the weight of family and the pull of gravity.
Well, this is Janine, and a difficult thing that was in my childhood was that I was pretty quiet. Like my parents would say, oh, she's just shy. And going through high school, I think it was even harder just because it was very cliquey where I went to school. And, after I got out of high school and I had my friends and everything, but I would challenge myself. And I think I've become just a better person. I'm able to look back and say I made really good decisions, and maybe it was good that I was kind of quiet. And actually I'm there for my children too that are, struggling sometimes with high school and and the clickiness and just making the right choices.
What's remarkable, Janine, is I've come to know you better. You have great discretion in what you speak about, but those who know you best and love you for your willingness to speak truth when it's not going to be received so well. So somewhere in the midst of those years, you have found your voice also in speaking truth with love, even when it's difficult. So I affirm that, and I'm so grateful for you sharing that.
So Janine, I just want to comment on that and just affirm what I see as of a grace that has come perhaps from being quieter is just what a great listener you are, an active listener. Like, it just seems like you're really truly taking to heart what's going on around you and processing that. And that's a real gift that we are in great need of today. Everyone's so anxious to get their turn to say what they want to say and to get points across or to score points or whatever. And as Greg said, praise God that you can speak the truth and, discover your voice, have discovered your voice. But right alongside of that is that great gift of a true listener.
Mike.
Thank you.
I'm one of 4 boys, and our family sport that we all rallied around year-round without ever hesitation was soccer. Spring, summer, fall, winter. And I just got sick of it. I remember saying to my parents, I don't want to play anymore. And their response was pretty black and white. It's what we do. If you're going to be in sports, that's what you're going to play. And I remember thinking, well, I don't want to play. And well, no, you have to play. And it was probably about high school. I said, you know what, I'll continue to play, honor your parents as the 10 Commandments teaches us. But I said, you know what, in the spring, I'm going to try out for the tennis team.
You can do whatever you want to do. Anything you want, you can do. You can ride a tiger or walk the dog.
Didn't even know how to swing a tennis racket. Just played all spring, all summer. Whenever I had some downtime between soccer games, I kept playing. I eventually made the tennis team, became the captain of the tennis team. Cool. And it just really gave me a lot of energy and inspiration to say, you know what, I can do things that I want to do and use that through my adult life. And it's really been served me well.
As a father now of 8 beautiful children, have you found, has that informed or instructed you a little bit in your fathering to help them maybe discover what they might be called to uniquely instead of, so to speak, imposing it upon them?
Absolutely. I would say certainly with sports, I want them to try a little bit of everything. If they don't want to try something or they don't want to do something, I'm the first to say, then you're not doing it. But probably more importantly, I have a couple in college and a few in high school, and I'm trying to get them to discover what they want to be when they grow up. And, hey, what feels right? What do you want to do? Don't worry about what I want you to do, besides eventually move out of the basement. And have
you can close your eyes to the dark or make it right. You can't stop the wrongs of the world if you can make it right.
Blazsik.
I think when I was thinking about this difficult thing in your childhood, I was having a difficult time coming up with something. I had a great childhood, and I couldn't think of anything that really made me stronger today. And then I realized that it was probably a difficult thing that I didn't realize was going on in my home, to where I had a mom who stayed at home, and I had a dad who ran his own business. And so what I did not realize is that financially, it was a difficult time for my parents raising 3 girls. So I didn't realize that until it was older, that I could kind of start to see, since I have a younger sister who's 9 years younger than me, kind of what my parents did and sacrificed for us. So it helped me become stronger today, that I can then focus on my family, and I can not worry about the material things, because my parents raised us not to worry about those material things. And so I think that just made me stronger as a person, and in general for myself, and then for the family and the kids that I'm raising also.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you. Drew.
You hear me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I had started when I was like 12 or 13. I fell fell in love with basketball, and it's probably my freshman year. We were going around playing Christian schools. I was averaging like 30 a game, and right at that point, I had a injury where I popped my left shoulder out, and then it started. Once you pop it once, you start hurting it all over, and then popped out again. Then I popped my right one out, and that was about 10 times I popped my right one out. Then I had surgery. Then I tried to make a comeback. I mean, this was a sport I played probably like 10 hours a day. And all I could think about, I wrote my goals, what I had to work on my wall. I mean, every day I woke up, I looked at it.
Fumbling is confidence and wondering why the world is passing by.
In high school, I came back, and then I had hernia surgery, another hernia surgery.
Hoping that he's bent for more than arguments and failed attempts to fly.
At that time, I felt like I don't know, I wouldn't say purpose, but who I was kind of like taken away. But what I realized was those techniques that you learn, like doing everything with the right technique, working hard, you can transfer to anything in life. And then you realize really the most important things in life, God, family, that you put those same work ethic that you would in sports, that you would in your spiritual life and your family life and your friends.
We were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves? Somewhere we live inside. Somewhere we live inside. We were meant to live for so much more. Have we lost ourselves? Somewhere we live inside.
So, I mean, that whole experience, I think, really shaped who I am. And at the time when it happened, it seemed like it was a lost cause of all that hard work I did. But it really just builds, I think, character and who you are and what you view most important, I think, is the key. And you got to, whatever's most important in your life, you have to give it all.
That's awesome.
Everything you have.
Drew, fabulous personal testimonial, and I know it is on our Ignite Radio Live somewhere. You were on an episode and shared that great testimonial in greater detail. But a shout out to the CYO organization of our wonderful Diocese of Toledo and all the leaders who've managed that as long as we've known and even prior to, who put such an emphasis with these athletes on character and virtue, these building blocks of becoming the best version of ourselves, and that sports are awesome, yes, in many regards, but at the heart of it, like you say, Drew, it is those building blocks for eternal life. So thanks so much for sharing that.
We were meant to live. We were meant to live.
Findley's a struggle that you had in childhood that made you a stronger person today.
Come out of hiding, you're safe here with me.
Hi, okay, so this is Lorna.
There's no need to cover what I already see.
I struggled in my youth a lot with self-worth. I always felt very alone and isolated and a lot of times angry or hurt, very self-centered as far as being focused on my feelings.
You've got your reasons, but I hold your peace.
There's a variety of things that caused that.
You've been on lockdown and I hold the key.
But regardless, it was a struggle.
'Cause I loved you before you knew it was love, and I saw it all. Still I chose the cross, and you were the one that I was thinking of when I rose from the grave. Now rid of the shackles, my victory's yours. I tore the veil for you to come close. There's no reason to stand at a distance anymore. You're not far from home, and I'll be your lighthouse when you're lost at sea.
By God's grace, I was always drawn to Him. And I always looked to him in desperate times.
No need to be frightened by intimacy. No, just throw off your fear and come running to me.
Went through most of my life with that struggle, just having hard feelings of no value and no worth, and whatever you do is not good enough. And I still struggle with it sometimes, but a few years ago, you get to that point where you're like, maybe rock bottom. You're like, I just can't take it anymore. Looking to God, have to find a way to fix this. Have to find a way to be okay with this. It's funny, I always like, God, help me be okay with this. And God always comes back with, it's not okay. It's not, you don't have to be okay with what the world is dishing out on you. This is not okay. What you're feeling is accurate. It made me realize all of that I needed was coming from him.
You're not far from home now. Keep on coming.
I realized that was what I was being filled with. It was easier.
And oh, as you run, what hindered love will only become part of the story. And oh, as you run, what hindered love will only become.
Now I still struggle with it, but it's different. I know the voice of the enemy compared to what I think is the truth. I know the truth. It's a beautiful, it's one of those things that was a curse, but also a blessing. It was a big struggle because of that focus on looking to God. I feel like I have a little bit of a mission now in my life. I want to teach, or my own children, or just even people I encounter, their value and their worth. They're here for a very specific reason, and there's nobody else in this world that is like you, and there will never be and never was before. And you're so incredibly powerful and special. And God created you to be you, as ridiculous or goofy and odd as you are, because that's what this world is all about. But also in the same term, you're incredible and wonderful and amazing. And so it's just, there's so much in this world where we're hurting and we don't feel that way.
You are listening to a very special Ignite Radio Live favorite flashback. To listen to other great programs, go to igniteradiolive.com. And this time of year, please consider partnering with us. Click on that partner tab at igniteradiolive.com.